Welcome back. I am Foster, and this is Massive Chalice, Part 2 of our Iron playthrough for Neo McCool Land. As you may recall, the last time we played, we're just about to start our timeline. We had set up our building of a fort, or a keep, which is building out here, and we had set up our first hereditary bloodline. So now we are ready to start our timeline and see what happens. Oh, pretty boring time so far. All right.
Always feels weird accomplishing something without having beaten it into submission.
Should have seen my books after I was done with them.
He beats his books? That's slightly odd. Unless that's a euphemism. Anyway, so we have a keep now. It is finished, and much like our previous keep, we can establish a bloodline here. And I was thinking about this today, I kind of want to establish something with alchemists and mess around with that. As previously mentioned, I have terrible RNG, but I feel like bucking the trend and challenging things. So we will find an alchemist who has some stats that are helpful to us. So we have Muriel Monroe here. She's a slow learner. She has increased movement range. She has an increased chance of having daughters. She's oblivious, so she has decreased intuition, which is not great. Let's have a look at someone else and see if we can get a little better. So we have Lachlan here. This, whoa! Now that is a mustache. He could, like a meat hook. You could just impale some cadence with that thing. Take him out. Alright, so he has decreased sight range, he has a low chance of having children, but he has really high strength. He's also a reveler. There are many, 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 many drunkards in my kingdom, and it makes me sad. If there wasn't a war going on, it would be amazing. But we have dim-witted, which is not great for an alchemist. Do we have no good alchemists? Has this already started being a thing for us? Let's see. Cadence UA. Nimble, bountiful, increased chance of having children, that's good. Increased accuracy, that's really good for an alchemist. I think we should definitely go with this. Let's look at your stats. You have -1 to int, +1 to dexterity. That's not really great, but the plus accuracy I think we're going to go with. So we will appoint you, and then we will find a partner that will give me a brutalist. Well, that's just really cool. Let's look at your details. Decreased movement range. Yeah, party in the front. Well, party in the back. Business in the front. Kind of like David Hasselhoff. It's kind of neat. Let's see. Insightful. Cocky. Lowered evasion when at max HP. I like that. That's actually really cool. Alright, so overall though, I think a +1 dexterity. I think this will be a good match. We will get ourselves a brutalist. Confirm. Yes. But that's taken care of. Now we get to build something else, and I was thinking about that. I think Health Vial is super useful to you. Any of your heroes can carry them, and it allows you to just heal some hit points. A one-time use heal item on the battlefield, as opposed to the Vital Band, which increases maximum health. I think even recover health is super useful. So we're going to go with that next. And then we can go back out here, and we can continue our timeline.
Before, you were making choices on the battlefield. Now, you'll be making choices on the battlefield of life. What?
Come on.
I will not apologize if I'm passionate about it.
You know when you guide the heroes in battle, well, sometimes the people, your heroes included, will want your advice on matters they can't decide themselves.
They'll be putting their choices in your hands, and sometimes their lives.
And the decisions you make may affect the morale of the nation.
Unfortunately, we've learned that the cadence feeds off grief and malcontent. So if something tragic happens, corruption can spread very quickly.
But the opposite is true too.
We will trust your decisions, whatever they end up being.
Okay, so basically, one of the things you get as you progress through the game is these events, where you make a decision for one or more of your heroes based on certain things that happen, and depending on what you do, different things can happen that affect the game in many, many different ways. So we will go through this one and have a look. Relics in Time. Wanderwear Fury has barged into the throne room and can't stop babbling. I've had the most wondrous dream. There was a full moon and I was standing above the chalice and I jumped in, but instead of being transported to a battle, I was sent to another time. And I found an heirloom for my family that I thought was lost ages ago. It was so real that... Your mind blanks out as you realize the moon is full tonight. What do you do? Allow Wander to transcend space and time in search of this relic. Forbid Wander from transcending space and time. I feel like, in this case, we should go for it, right? So, bam. Whoosh! Wander jumps into the chalice and is whisked away in an explosion of energy. As the smoke clears, you hope that this journey doesn't take too long. Alright, so Wanderwear Fury has been removed from our retinue while he's away. So he can't go into battle while he's off in time and space doing whatever it is people do off in time and space. Now we can continue our timeline.
Finally, some action!
As you have no doubt surmised by now, it takes time for the cadence to create its pawns, so they're only able to attack every few years. Unfortunately, you cannot fight back multiple incursions at the same time. Our primary focus is charging up to destroy our enemy, and we can only allot enough of our energy to send out one group of heroes at a time.
Pawns don't last long outside of the cadence either. So even if you win one battle, it'll be too late to fight the other.
Choose wisely, and...
Blow the horns!
Alright, so now we have our way into battle again. And you pick one of the two regions to defend. It gives you some details about the fight, as well as what rewards you will get. And so these are the type of cadence you'll be fighting. And the reward... I can't mouse over it because we have an event in our timeline. The reward is basically what you get. Now, the thing to keep in mind is whichever one you fight, the other area will get one mark of corruption. I think... So we get extra experience in this fight, but this fight gives us a hero. And I think a level 2 hunter, because it's early in the game and we have effectively low numbers, I think going with this is for the best. So it'll fill out our forces.
Do you feel it? That little tingling in the air before a fight? I know they do.
Here is where you can make any last-minute substitutions or preparations before you deploy your heroes to battle. And once you give the word, they'll jump in, and we'll handle the rest.
Make sure they close their mouths when they jump.
Okay, so we can pick who goes into battle. This group of people is probably a pretty safe idea. Early on, fights aren't incredibly hard. And we have seeds and lapses, which we fought before. Ruptures, the game will explain when we get to them. They're nasty and you want to keep them at range, so having 2 ranged units is probably for the best. And we will go ahead and deploy with this.
Good luck.
Break a leg. Or 11. I admire the Ruptures.
What?
They rush into battle, no concern for their own safety, knowing that as soon as they come upon their prey, they'll explode into a corrosive mess of pain and suffering. Even in death, they still hurt their enemies. It's beautiful.
Disconcerting.
Alright, so Ruptures, these duders, they basically run up to you and then suicide. They explode. And even if you kill them, they still explode. So you want to kill them off in the distance or somewhere where you can get out of within a turn or two, because they'll do corrosive damage over turns as you stand in their goop. So that's something to be careful of. So we have 2 lapses, and then one seed. So I want to take care of the lapse first, because they tend to like take your experience away when they hit you. So I think if we... I'll try knocking back. Yeah, move here. We'll go with knockback on you. Boom! See, I got stunned. So now, I feel like we can use our ranged attack here to try to kill this one and sort of, well, the rupture's already stunned, but maybe we'll extra stun.
Everyone counts.
Okay, so you should hopefully be able to take this out. Or not. No. Yeah. Finish the job. Alright. We already did. No, I only could do. Damn. Go ahead and turn on this one. Alright, so he recovers from stun. Okay, go ahead. Alright, so as you can see, this area is now gross and disgusting. This wonderful sort of ticker tape grossness lying around on it. If you move across it, you don't take any damage, but if you stay on it for a turn, you start getting injured by it. So we have that other LARPs up here, and we want to go expose it and try to shoot it in one turn. There we are. Oh, and some more enemies. Great. Let's see. Oh good, I can shoot everyone from over here. Well, yeah. So, go here, and you can take the shot. Or not. I guess that works. Yeah, that's not gonna work at all. Oh, good. We appear to have gotten a reprieve. Yeah, let's go ahead and take the second shot. That was unfortunate. I accidentally moved too far. Well, good luck to us all, I guess. Move here. Hope for the best. We'll move you up as much as we can. Oh, damn it. That really kind of sucks. They missed too. Okay, so now I'm going to try to kill that lapse right there so she stuns the rupture again and gives us a chance to deal with it without a whole lot of pain. Or you can just miss because you suck. What about you? Can I get you line of sight on anything? No. Alright then. Hopefully this works out. 67, 74, got that. Yeah, go ahead and stun. See how we got stunned from that? Took like 1 point of damage, but also got stunned, so they'll recover next turn but won't be able to act, so that's sort of an issue for us. Let's see if we can line up a charge here. Maybe we can. Oh, yes we can. Do it! Good work. Siege is letting what to do now. We're really good at almost killing things. Alright, that is not the end of the level, so... Gonna have to head out this way, I guess, into the great unknown. Fog of war. Oh, there we go. Okay, so let's follow up. As I pointed out earlier, it's one of my favorite attacks. So go ahead and use this, and as you can see, if we do 15 damage through the normal attack, which is the smallest amount it can do, we'll get the follow-up, which will do additional damage. Or we'll just miss. That's an option too. Alright, so charges on cooldown. We're not going to be able to reach them this turn. Yeah. Let's see what you can do. 45 with 2 people in the way, that's not a great idea, so we're not going to go with that. Let's see if you can line up a shot. Oh, you can. 70%. Go! Or not. Range is hard, man. See, so they take damage every turn from this corrosion, as long as they stand in it, so... We will fix that right now. Move you over here. And then hang you out there so you don't get an asthma attack. And then move up here, Archer, let's go. Okay, so I'm trying to decide if I can take care of that rupture without having to devote a whole lot of resources to it, because I don't if I can avoid it. 45, 63, 60... Nope. Punch him though. Yeah, oh, that was not great. No, you can't. Oh. It's risky, because if we go to this knockback, there might be other enemies over here that we would reveal and then leave our already injured Caberjack exposed. So let's try. Don't punch our own people, please. That would be not great. Well, it's good to know we can. If we ever need to punch our own people, we totally can do it. Let's go ahead and try this. Oh, there we go. See? There were additional people over there. Let's see if we can try this option first. Go with the ranged people. Yeah, go. Nice. I knew when it counted you guys could do it. Alright, so now... Or you can suck. Man, we are really good at just not hurting things, aren't we? Move you over here. Actually, that wasn't bad. Okay, so unlike XCOM, you guys don't suffer from injuries from low health, so it's mostly important to just keep people from dying than it is to keep them from taking damage. So this should actually be okay as long as Brian survives. And he'll gain a level. That's nice. Yeah, I like levels. Levels are great. You. Nice. Okay, so now we can move up conservatively because we don't have anything in range that we can see. So move you there, leave you there, leave you there, I'll move you up maybe a little bit. There. Okay, so you... I think we can do that. Just stun her, take her out of the fight for a round if we need to. You... I want you to take a shot at her though first. Alright, so now, actually, instead of stunning, we may just go with the hit. So, for reference, a Caberjack, they don't ever actually, like, miss, so to speak. If they don't roll within this 80% to do their good damage, they do, like, 2. That's the glancing blows you see, is when they effectively roll a miss, but still get... they still get to do some damage. So, if something is low on health, throwing a Caberjack at it can be a good way to finish it off. I am going to... I kind of want to use, like, indirect fire right here, but it's too far away. Let's go for it, though. Can we? Yes, we can. Let's... screw it. I don't even know if that worked. There's, like, no confirmation, so... or if she's even, like, still there. Alright, so since you were here... take a shot. Nice. Okay, so... yeah, we're gonna go ahead and send you over here. Oh, there's more enemies down here. That's unfortunate. Didn't get stunned though, so that is fortunate. Alright. So now, move you up to here. I want to be careful because you're at half health already, so wait and see how that goes. No, didn't attack at all. That's good. Yes, that enemy is spotted right next to you. Alright, so we can take care of this level right now. Learn charge. Dash in a straight line to cover more ground or ram another character. The further the charge, the more damage and knockback delivered. We've already used it a couple times, so we will take that, and then we will see if we can just finish you off. Or not. Good job. Damn it. Fucking Breezy is just not... maybe she's named for her hits. They're very breezy hits. Okay, so now I want to pull back a little bit from this impact site, and then go for one of these. Now I think this is the last enemy, so I'm just going to go with it. We done? We're done! Alright then.
Okay, okay. Since you and your heroes did so well here, I'll try and make sure their ride home is more pleasant and less vomit-inducing.
They've earned it.
Okay, so Tryhard did all the work. Look at that. 5 kills? That's amazing. So we got a level 2, we got 2 level 2s. Let's go ahead and take care of Howard Lovecraft. Free throw. Take that. Then Daniel Vase. I think it's the follow-up. Take that. That ends this combat. Moving on. Okay, so Aisha Burns, level 2 female hunter, has joined your roster. Alright, so you can see now that this area got 1 level of corruption, and we protected this area successfully, and we can see the follow-up that we had. And I wanted to get at least 1 baby born, but we haven't gotten one yet, so we're going to continue the timeline at least until we get a child. Alright, so Delta files are ready to be applied into the nearest wound. Now we are going to have to look at what we want to upgrade. So there are some decisions to make at this point. The Sagerite Guild decreases research time, right? So you can stick heroes into it and they'll do research, which in turn reduces the time it takes to do all of the research. This is actually a really good option for us to go with right now. However, things like armor and weapons increase our overall combat effectiveness, and then we could also go with like the Taliban and Steady Handler. This form of your heroes could always use some help, and we think looking into the small brace for the arm will help immensely with accuracy. So this is an accuracy boost. That's really, really good. We can also like discover new heroes, which will give us a bunch of extra heroes, which is really, really useful. I think that I want to go with building the Sagerite Guild, just so we can get that out of the way, because the earlier we get it, the more it advances research, and the sooner we can start getting things faster. Alright, so... since we haven't been getting any children, I'm thinking increased fertility is probably the thing we should go with, so... Ooh, build here. Alright, make a baby, somebody. This is disheartening that there's no babies yet. Ah, babies! Exclamation points. I love them. Heroic children.
Horns of birth. A cause for celebration indeed.
Babies have been born before today.
And it was glorious every time, was it not?
What, unbearable shrieking and smells that are even worse? That's your idea of glorious.
Yes.
They have horns for everything, don't they? It's the same horn, too. I don't even notice this. It's one horn. Babies! Heroic children, known as trainees, are bound to the keep they are birthed in. They are trained by the regent and partner in that keep until they are 15, at which point they are transferred to the capital for active duty. I think I had originally said 18, but 15. They're old enough to fight. I hope they can buy a beer at that age, too. Alright, so we have a baby. Look at our baby. You can rotate it, spin it. I think it's getting nauseous. Look at that. Burp. Burp. Blah. Whee! Baby has a very, very square jaw for a newborn. Oh, that's so cute. Okay, so tunnel bright light. Like light at the end of the tunnel. It's an interesting thing to name your kid. Alright, so you can see here their parents, which is sort of cool, right? We can see their lineage and track it down. The child was born brainy, which comes from the mom and the dad. Nimble has increased dexterity, which comes from the mom. And is quick, increased movement range, which comes from the dad. So that's how those traits get put together. They don't have a personality yet. They will adopt personality traits from their parents as they grow up, and also from the trainer once you build a citadel. And this baby is very young. This baby has increased dexterity and fertility. Obviously, nobody making this game has ever seen a baby. They have neither of those things. And so you can see their stats, which are low because it's a newborn baby. And that is our first baby. And in 15 years, that baby will be able to do things for us, like shoot things and stuff. And that, I think, is where we're going to call this session. Thank you for joining me. Look forward to part 3. And as always, see you next time.